suppose I've been interested in signage, murals, graffiti, words, etc. since I've started photographing cities. Cape Town being formerly, well, it's still in a sense an apartheid city. There was formal apartheid and there used to be signs which proscribed certain groups from going into certain areas.
We've got students here today, we've got artists, we've got photographers, we've got journalists, we've got a doctor who's also a photographer, we've got a beautiful seamstress who's also very interested in photography, and we've got people of various cultural interests. And I'd like to put you into groups because it's going to be very hard for everybody to just singly go around. And the important thing is to consider text and the visuals. And so you'll read what's on the walls, you'll read little captions, you'll read what's written on your sheets, and then I'd also like you, when you go home and you've got these sheets with you, to be looking up online. That'll be the third part of this workshop. Once you've been going around and you've started to fill in your questionnaire with your group, you can discuss your points and come to some agreements or some disagreements. That's really cool.
I can't tell you why I've done it. When I read what he's done and I look at his work, I suddenly understand why I've done it. To me, I can maybe now start bringing together into the story.
I would go to a location, a series of locations, very, very well prepared in my head and in my imagination about what I was looking for. Once I was there, it was very, very spontaneous and improvised. I'd simply engage with what was out there. One of the things that interested me about the township murals and artworks was that the issues there were completely different from the murals and subject matter in town. I started off looking at Woodstock. The intuitive idea I had was that murals and graffiti and street art represented a protest voice. That's a 70s, 80s conception of what street art is about. Well, not quite. A lot of it is commissioned. It's really what I would call branding rather than art. The purpose is to rebrand areas like Woodstock, to rebrand an area which is undergoing change as an art and design hotspot. Now going to the townships and the art is completely different. It's about issues like water conservation, rape, violence against women, poverty, etc. So the issues are very, very different, and I wanted to seek out those differences.
So now into diversity. Okay, I've got two questions. The first one, the people shall share the country as well. Now, that image is like, it's so ironic, right? And I live in Kagicha. Every morning I pause there and when I go back home, and I fail to understand why was that thing put up there, and the background, it seems so like shacks.
I am struck by the irony as you are. In a sense it's out of place because it's being created by an artist who doesn't live there. How invested is she in that feeling of despair?
That statement was made in 1955 with the Freedom Charter. She extracted that statement from the Freedom Charter. David then photographed it. She then made this thing in 2010. So that's how much is that? That is another 55 years later. And then David photographed it 5 years after she made that statement. So when one looks at this now, for me, when I looked at it, I thought the urgency of the statement is getting bigger and bigger and bigger because people need to share in the country as well.
Yes.
That's the irony. That's why I love that picture.
Yes, I'm asking, what is it that you go and look for when you actually go out into the streets and look for artworks, and what is it inside of those artworks that you look for?
Thank you.
Frankly, it's not the artworks as such that really interest me. It's about the act of looking and how we look at them. It's the context, it's the landscape, it's where they appear, how they appear. I want to reverse the direction of scrutiny. I want people who look at portraits that I've created to feel they are being scrutinized. These are about cityscapes in which words, signs, murals, artworks, interventions, they appear somewhere.
So an
Small
intervention,
details or large.
I should explain what an intervention is. That it's something that is in a space that you don't expect to be there. It might be incongruous, but it shifts you. It makes you do something differently, think differently, move around differently.
Well, it's speaking to you. I mean, it's a public space and somebody's decided to make a statement to whoever walks past it and looks at it. So it is a way of subverting the establishment infrastructures of communicating to the public.
I think that these pictures are about people. So could you talk about, the absence and presence of people there?
I like photographing very early in the morning because I love the light. And pictures without people are really... I'm not interested in landscapes as such. I'm interested in places of potential or historical human experience. So it is about the people who aren't there, and it's as much about who isn't there at the time than the emptiness.
David works in a particular way, which I love, and he works on projects, and he works as much intellectually as visually, so he puts a great deal of research into the work. There's an immense amount of integrity in the work, there's an immense amount of intellect in the work.
I just wanted to thank you for inviting me into neighboring parts of the city that I've lived in my whole life, such as Khayelitsha, and taking me on a little bit of a journey to see where my friends live. That was really interesting and eye-opening.